We know your secrets. Welcome to DarkWhispers TV.
There's a kind of quiet that isn't peaceful. The kind that settles deep in your bones and tells you something is wrong. Lying here, staring at the ceiling, I can feel it. The city hums outside, a distant muffled roar, but in here, in this room, there's only a heavy, expectant silence. It's like the world is holding its breath, waiting for something to break. My eyes feel grainy, tired, but sleep won't come. Every shadow seems to stretch a little too far. Every sound from the old building feels like a footstep. I shift, trying to shake the feeling, but it clings to me like the damp night air. It's just a feeling, I tell myself. Just a quiet night. But my heart is pounding a frantic rhythm against my ribs, a drumbeat in the stillness, and I know, with a certainty I can't explain, that the quiet is about to end. My phone vibrates on the nightstand. A soft, insistent buzz that cuts through the silence like a knife. My heart jumps. Who would be calling at this hour? The screen glows, casting long shadows across the room. I lean over, my reflection a pale, distorted mask on the dark surface. And then I see the name. My name. The caller ID is my own name, my own number. A cold wave washes over me. It has to be a glitch, a spam call, some kind of weird technical error. It has to be. But my hand hesitates, hovering over the screen. Logic is screaming at me to ignore it, to just let it ring. But another part of me, a deeper, more curious part, needs to know. My thumb moves on its own, sliding across the glass. I press the phone to my ear, my breath caught in my throat. I listen, silence. No, not quite. There's something there, on the other end of the line. A sound so faint it's almost imaginary. Breathing. Slow, steady, impossibly close. It sounds like my own breathing, but it isn't. A soft hiss of static crackles underneath it, like a dying radio. I don't say anything. I can't. I just listen, my knuckles white as I grip the phone. The air in the room feels thick, heavy. I can see the shadows on the wall behind me, warped and elongated by the single light from my phone screen. They seem to dance, to shift with every quiet breath that filters through the speaker. My confusion is curdling into a knot of pure dread in my stomach. The thing on the other end doesn't speak. It just breathes. And then, as suddenly as it started, the line goes dead. The silence that rushes back in is 100 times heavier than before. I lowered the phone, my hand trembling slightly. What was that? A prank? My mind races, trying to find a rational explanation, but nothing fits. I sit up, the sheets pulling around my waist. My eyes land on the dark screen of the television across the room. I can see my reflection in the polished black glass, a ghostly figure in the dim light. I move my head just a fraction, and my reflection does the same. But there's a delay. A tiny, almost imperceptible lag between my movement and the movement in the glass. I freeze, watching. I raise my hand slowly, and my reflection mimics the gesture, but it feels wrong. Off, like watching a video with the audio just slightly out of sync. I look away, a cold sweat breaking out on my forehead. My own reflection feels alien, a stranger staring back at me from the dark. I tell myself I'm just tired, my mind is playing tricks on me. But the feeling of being watched intensifies. The morning light feels like a blessing, cutting through the shadows and chasing away the lingering dread of the night. The apartment looks normal. The same worn armchair, the same stack of books on the coffee table. Everything is just as I left it. But the feeling hasn't gone away. It's fainter now, a low hum beneath the surface of the day, but it's there. A persistent sense that I'm not alone. As I walk past the front door, I notice it's ajar. Just a crack. I don't remember leaving it open. I'm always so careful about locking it. I push it gently, the click of the latch echoing in the quiet apartment. I stand there for a moment, listening. The normal sounds of the morning drift in from outside, a distant siren, birds chirping. It should be reassuring, but it isn't. It feels like a performance, a carefully constructed stage set designed to look normal. But I know something has changed. My phone buzzes. Not a call this time. A notification. New voicemail. My blood runs cold. I haven't had a voicemail in months. I stare at the screen, my finger hovering over the play button. I know I shouldn't listen. I know whatever is on there is connected to the call last night. But I have to. I press play. The voice that fills the speaker is mine. It's my tone, my cadence, but the words are slurred, distorted by a thick layer of static. You have to listen, my recorded voice says, sounding calm but with an undercurrent of desperate urgency. It's not what you think. Don't trust. The rest of the message dissolves into a wash of electronic noise and then silence. I drop onto the sofa, the phone falling from my hand. I don't remember recording that. I never said those words. It's my voice, but it's not my memory. It feels like a piece of my own mind has been stolen and played back to me. I have to find an answer. Driven by a frantic need to understand, I open my laptop. I start with my name, my address. I dig through old city archives, public records, anything I can find. The keyboard clicks are the only sound in the room. Hours pass. Then I find it. An old local news article from 20 years ago. A small headline about a man who disappeared from this very apartment building. The story is brief, with few details. But there's a photo. A grainy, black and white picture of the man. And he looks just like me. The same eyes, the same jawline. The name's the same, too. A man with my face and my name vanished from my home 2 decades ago. My breath catches. This can't be a coincidence. Unease that's been simmering all day boils over into a cold, sharp fear. It's no longer just a feeling. It's a fact. Something happened here. And it's happening again. Darkness falls again. I haven't moved from my chair, the laptop screen still glowing in front of me. The apartment is silent, but this time I know the silence is a lie. Then the phone vibrates. Louder this time, more aggressive. It rattles against the wooden table, a frantic summons in the dark. I stare at it. My name glows on the screen. My own name, calling me again. I know I shouldn't answer. The voicemail warned me. Every instinct is screaming at me to throw the phone against the wall. But the need to know is stronger than the fear. I pick it up. The plastic feels cold against my skin. I answer the call, holding the phone to my ear without a word. There's the familiar soft static, the sound of quiet breathing. Then the voice, a whisper that sounds like it's right beside my ear. It only says one word, my name. The voice is mine, but it's ancient, hollowed out, filled with a sorrow I don't understand. I just listen, my body rigid, my eyes locked on the darkness ahead. I stand up and walk to the window, the phone still clutched in my hand. The line is dead again. I look out at the city lights, a million tiny stars in a sea of black. My reflection stares back at me from the glass. Pale, tired, afraid. I watch it, unblinking. The man in the window looks just like me, but there's a coldness in his eyes, a stillness that doesn't match the frantic beating of my own heart. And then it happens. The reflection, it smiles. A slow, faint curve of the lips. A smile of recognition. Of victory. But my own face remains frozen, a mask of terror. I don't move. I don't smile. But he does. The man in the glass, the man on the phone, the man from the old photograph. It was never a reflection. It was him. It's always been him. And I finally understand. I'm not being haunted. I'm being replaced. The phone is on the table, silent. I haven't touched it. I just sit here, in the dark, waiting. The dread is gone, replaced by a strange, hollow acceptance. The clock on the wall is ticking, each second a heavy drop into a pool of silence. And then the screen lights up. No vibration this time. Just a soft, silent glow. The time reads to 17 a.m. An incoming call. My name. I don't move. I just watch it glow, an invitation from the other side of the glass. The call keeps ringing, a silent beacon in the suffocating darkness of the room.